If you're not already familiar with APA quote formatting, and if you're watching this explanatory video, you're probably not, you'll soon find that there's no shortage of rules by which to abide. This video clarifies a myriad of guidelines and focuses in on the aspects of APA formatting that you'll need to know for your papers within Rossier. If your quote is fewer than 40 words, incorporate it into your own sentence. Place double quotation marks around it, and do not punctuate before the close quotation mark. In this example, you'll see double quotation marks have been used, and the final punctuation comes after the parenthetical citation, not before, and not before the closed quotation mark. If your quote is 40 words or longer, use block format to set it apart from the paragraph so that your reader can clearly see where the quotation begins and ends. Begin the quotation on a new line and indent the entire quotation half an inch from the left margin. Keep the block quote double-spaced. This is a key difference from the MLA formatting with which some people might be familiar. Do not use quotation marks around the block quote, and remember to cite the source, year, and page number in parentheses at the end of the quotation. Here's an example. Remember that you can pause this video at any time and resume playing when you're ready. You'll notice that the quote is introduced with a colon, but that's a stylistic choice based on the phrasing that leads up to this particular quote. You can also introduce a block quote with a comma, a period, or no punctuation at all, depending on how you segue into the quotation. Notice that the entire block quote is indented one indentation mark, but only along the left-hand edge. The right margin is even with the rest of the text. Also note that the parenthetical citation comes at the end of the block quote and after the final period. This is a key difference from regular quotes of fewer than 40 words. The name of the author needn't be given here, since he has already been cited in the text above. If Pinker had not been mentioned previously, his name would need to appear within the parenthetical citation before the year. Another key difference from shorter quotes is that no quotation marks are used around the main quote. Sometimes you'll decide to quote another scholar, but may want to omit part of the quotation, either because it's too long, or because some of it isn't germane to the point you're trying to make. As you'll likely already know, you use ellipsis, which looks like 3 dots, to indicate this kind of omission. According to APA convention, you must place brackets around ellipsis to indicate that the ellipsis is your alteration, not an ellipsis that the author wrote in her original text. Sometimes you may be quoting an author who himself is quoting another source. In this case, put double quotation marks around the main quote, here and here, and single quotation marks around the internal quote. Use sic, italicized and bracketed, immediately after an error in quoted material. This signals to your reader that you have copied an error that was originally in the text, not that you have made a typo or mistake yourself. It's also a way to show you're intelligent because you caught the error and identified it, and you know how to use certain Latin terms. Here's an example. Hessing notes that many of the participants were unable to complete their surveys. And of course this is the wrong homophone of there, it should be T-H-E-I-R, and sic has been used to indicate the mistake. You can also change a word or two to make the quotation consistent with the tense or subject position of your sentence. In the following example, I is changed to he, and serve to serves. Notice that these changes never alter or distort the meaning of the quotation. We've covered a lot of ground on quotation formatting in this video, so feel free to re-watch any parts that still seem unclear. Happy writing!